Wednesday, everyone, and welcome to today's live. I'm the Urban Seer, your guide to love, destiny, and manifesting the life you desire. I hope you're all doing well, and I hope that this session brings you some peace, clarity, and answers to the questions that you bring today. Please take a deep breath, center yourself, and be open to the messages that Spirit has for us. As usual, if you would like a free reading, just click the link in the pinned comment. You'll be added to a list. Just wait for your name to be called and have your question ready. Please be aware that I don't read on yes/no questions, timelines, or general readings. I'm an energy reader using connecting to your energy and anyone else involved in your situation. So please provide as much context detail as possible. It allows me to interpret the channeled messages from Spirit and give you a meaningful reading. Hey to everyone in the chat. Hey Pooja, Florence. Hey Lola, nice to see you. Hey Ivo. Thank you for being here. Jump on the list if you'd like a reading, Ivo, but if not, thank you for being here anyway and bringing your energy. Hey Tia. Hey Arisha. Arisha, just make sure to click the link in the pinned comment. Hey Josephine. Sure, Ivo, I get it. Right, I'm going to go over and grab the list, guys, so just bear with me one moment. I'm going to be closing the list soon, so just make sure that you are on it. Yeah, I'm just going to close the list now before I start, so just bear with. Anyone who isn't able to get on the list today, just be aware I go live Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, and all schedule updates can be found in on the community tab or post tabs, as I know that it might sometimes list it on people's account, and switch on your notifications. Oh, hey country. Oh, you're on the list, country, nice. So Lola, you are first. Please go ahead and post your question. First half of the list and second half of the list. So after Lola, we have Danny. Danny, if you were here, just be ready. Feel free to post your question or have it ready for after Lola's reading. And today I'm using a different deck. Another favourite. This is the one that I actually probably really learnt the tarot on as a child. One of them anyway. There was a few decks, but this was one of the main ones, which is the Medicine Woman Tarot deck. And I don't use it that often, but it is a lovely deck. So I hope you guys like it. Hey Danny. Hey Geeta. That's okay, country. Oh, you are on twice. No worries. So Florence asks, current feelings or next actions? Have I missed part of this question? Yes. Florence says, please channel messages and spirit guidance from Joey Cameron. For yourself, no communication since April 2024. Current feelings or next actions? Do we still have serious future together? Okay. Ooh. Look at that heartache, literally an arrow through the heart there. And this is your energy, yeah? And what I think that you need to really focus on is healing, Lola, okay? I'm going to ask another card to see where they're at. But what Spirit has brought through is that I think, sorry, bear with me one moment, that this breakdown of this connection or whatever went down in this connection is holding you, is keeping you stuck. And I feel like rather than focusing on the outcome, or if you want to manifest the outcome that you desire, if that is reconciliation, to try to reclaim that. But we need to try and heal, focus on the healing rather than just focus on the reconnection, if that makes sense. Because I really feel like that whatever the future holds for this connection, what will help you now, is about healing and being able to move from this what feels like a very stuck still place. And I feel like this is spirit guides here, yeah, coming in to try to help you. You do have spirit guides around you who are trying to encourage you, trying to kind of release some of this pain and hurt and work through it. Whatever, you know, if you need to talk to someone about this professionally to help you move past. If you've got loved ones that you can confide in more, or if you can meditate, if you can do some chakra healing, whatever that you feel drawn to, this will in turn also help move this situation forward, say if you do want reconciliation. Let's have a look at their energy, okay? Joey's energy. Two of Pipes. Now, a two can talk about that they're in a connection with someone else, and maybe that's partly what is slowing this down, a reconciliation. I don't know how much that you know about what's going on behind the scenes, but two, whenever we see a two, then that is some kind of connection, and maybe that's what's going on for them behind the scenes. And like I say, slowing down until that has, if it does cycle out, cycle through, then there's nothing that can happen with you. Yeah? I'm going to pull one more card with this Two of Pipes. Tell me more about Joey's energy, please, here. I feel like they're trying to get themselves sorted with this kind of Eight of Arrows and this Two of Pipes here. You see this Two of Pipes here? This is someone trying to kind of align themselves with spirit, get themselves centered, and maybe either work on self-improvement, or they're not having a very great time, so they're trying to get themselves back on track. I feel like there's a lot of distractions for them, which again is slowing down. It's not helping with this reconciliation for you. There's kind of a lot of obstacles coming up. This Eight of Arrows here, we see someone who is being helped out, really is being gifted, but someone is not in a very good way, okay? You see their clothes are torn, they're struggling, they're struggling. So a few messages there, but I feel like they're being pulled in lots of different directions and things aren't going that great for them. So they're actually not in a place mentally, spiritually, emotionally to really think about reconciliation at this time. They're just they're almost in survival mode and trying to get themselves on track. So bear that in mind with this is what can be slowing this down, making this no contact last for longer than what you would hoped. So what I would do is to double down, focus on your healing process to get the energy moving again, move out of this stagnant place. Even date other people just to shift this energy, shift this stuckness if you aren't already. And also focus on the manifestations, on manifesting the outcome that you want, yeah, and understand that on their side Joey is too distracted, there's too much going on for them to even really kind of have the energy or the mental emotional space to look at this connection right now. So the timing is off now. So I hope that resonated. Moving on. Hey Anne, I hope you're well. Hey Samreen, I'm glad that you guys are loving the cards. Please Danny, sorry, go ahead, I'm ready for you now Danny, so you go ahead and post again. You're welcome Lola. Thank you Danny. Ah yes, Lance, we know Lance well, I feel at this point. The Pisces named Lance I mentioned before. At times during disagreements he takes digs at me for being spiritual. Huh. And into tarot card readings. How rude. He gives mixed signals on the topic. If I talk about my intuition, I feel that he believes me. Okay, but other times is skeptical. Does he believe me when I talk about spiritual stuff? Does he take digs in the heat of the moment? Okay, is this a real skepticism, or is he just doing it as a way to get at you? I always say, like, if something gives you peace, if something gives you joy and happiness, then whatever it is, as long as it's not hurting anyone else, you know, for a partner or anyone who is close to you to sort of try and take that away from you or dampen that is kind of a red flag, isn't it, Danny? And I think that what am I trying to say here? Just that even if he doesn't believe in it, which is fair enough, but he needs to be able to learn to respect your thoughts and feelings. And I mean, even if you're not talking about the spiritual stuff, but you're literally just talking about intuition, like intuition is just, you know, but lots of people don't, you know, believe in even in intuition, which just baffles me really, you know. Let's see what's going on with him. So does he believe when you talk about spiritual stuff? It's very revealing that obviously he's not really trusting his own. We've just had this card, isn't that amazing? How the collective energies come through. So yes, he does believe, okay? Can you see here is that spiritual energy coming through. He has a spiritual connection, he has spiritual guides. But there is a wound here within him around this area about, you know, trusting your intuition, trusting spirituality. It can often be when we have trusted our intuition, and we've got hurt, or some people a lot of the time they may feel, you know, betrayed by their God, may question God or whatever you want to call it, spirit. Intuition in some ways is kind of like our higher self, which again is the spiritual connection, yeah. And I think a lot of people who are skeptical or who have digs, it's like that they've often been down this journey themselves and they feel somewhat betrayed by it. But it really is a kind of misunderstanding about maybe the lesson that they were faced with, or about, you know, we are all tested, aren't we, of mysteries sometimes of what's going on, and sometimes it's hard to trust your intuition because sometimes it can tell us stuff, often it can tell us stuff that we don't really want to know, we don't really want to hear. So I feel like the fact that they're having a dig at you and that they're reacting to it kind of tells me that, you know, they have had their own journey and they are spiritual, and but they struggle with trusting their intuition. They have a struggle relationship with the universe, with God. Because often people who maybe are naturally maybe born with not much of an interest or not much of a strong connection to God, there are those people, and they're kind of just a bit nonplussed about it, and they probably just let you get on with it and be maybe a bit disinterested. But the fact that he's been reactive, and the fact that obviously this card has come through with this arrow through the heart, tells us that they have experienced some kind of pain around their own spiritual journey. And that's why he's taking digs at you, because he's being reactive, and it's kind of triggering to when you talk about it, and you talk about it from maybe an open, honest, trusting place, and it brings up some fear and it brings up some pain in him. So be aware of that, yeah, moving forward when you talk about it, or when he does this, see it for what it is. It's a wound in him. So I'll leave it there because I think that's answered all those questions for you, Danny. I hope it resonated. Okay, Tia Bia, my love, if you are here, please go ahead and post. You're welcome, Danny. So Tia asks, me and Pisces have been communicating this week, flirting, etc. Good, good. I reminded him about an invite for a short road trip this weekend. He hasn't replied yet on his decision. I know he takes time to process things. Yep, just wondering which direction he will take, going or not going. Okay, going or not going. Tell us, Spirit. Where is he at right now? What is he leaning towards? What is he thinking, feeling about this trip? Well, I saw this card earlier. Look how he's feeling connected here. This Two of Balls. This is a lovely card. It's like the Two of Cups, yeah, in the sort of Rider-Waite deck. Gorgeous. He's feeling connected. And I feel like the teaching lodge of the arrow. So I feel like, yes, he is leaning towards, he is being open to experiences. Can you see how this has quite an expansive energy? This person here is reaching out and reaching up to, yeah, just being open, having an open energy. For some reason as well, I'm feeling like I'm just channeling that you might just have to Well, prompt him at the right moments, because I know it's a fine line that you don't want to push him. But there was something about that came through from Spirit where it was like, you'll have to lead this, yeah? And maybe drive this. I'm surprised. Anything else, Spirit? So pick your timing, Tia, I guess. But maybe, I mean, what, we're on Wednesday now? Yeah, here we go. So, like you said, it takes some time to process. It's like this has to, the information has to come through, has to trickle down. It's like this whole process. This is so them, because they're such like an overthinker, aren't they? And then eventually it kind of manifests into the 3D. But who knows, for whatever reason, you know, it's just who they are, I guess. But they really are a ponderer. Don't like to be rushed, don't like to be pushed. But I feel like on this one that they will get there. And I would say just give them a kind of timely nudge of intuitively when you feel like that will be right. Maybe it's kind of like, even if you have to wait till the last minute of like when you kind of have to know, you know, are we going, are we not? Are you going to reach out today? Okay, you pulled out a bit not to pressure him. Good. But yeah, obviously at some point you've got to know. But this is like a really beautiful energy. So I feel like they're really feeling the love. And yeah, they feel open to it. Keep us posted. Oh, you're hoping he reaches out today. Okay. So if he doesn't, then like I say, you might have to give them a timely nudge of whenever you feel like that will, when that time is right. Okay, I hope that resonated. Keep us posted so we'll know on Friday, yeah? If you can make it. Samreen, thank you for posting. Samreen says, wanted to know, did the pilot's energy towards our future change and turn into serious energy? Ooh, gonna take that. That fell out. Oh, 10 of Bowls. Lovely energy. So this is emotional fulfillment, Samreen. This is very much a green flag for you. They are opening to this. Okay, can you see how there's this person here who is, you know, they're happy, yeah? They're happy, they're dancing. And they're opening their world. This looks to me like their world encased in this circle here. And opening up to you to invite you in. Can you see how you're stepping in? You're not quite fully in yet, but there is a process of stepping over that line and into their world. And as it stands right now, so 10 of Bowls, or like I know the context was about future energies. So they are opening up to this idea of letting you in. And like I say, 10 of Bowls is emotional fulfillment, emotional connection, stability. 10s are very stable. Anything else, Spirit, please? Oh, lovely. And then we've got this beautiful world card, the Dancer. So the world, can you see how as well? I'm interested to see how it echoes the dancing here and the kind of vibes about celebration, yeah? And then there's a beautiful kind of celebration happening that's echoed in this card as well. This one's beautiful name, it's called Dancer. But in the Rider-Waite, it's called The World. And it's about like the world turning and about new chapters beginning. So again, very much encouraging on like this this has the chance to develop and the world can turn in the direction that you want it to, Samreen, yeah? I know you're keeping your options open, which is good. And I think that's the right attitude and the right mentality. But also, I mean, these are undeniably both very, very positive cards to say, you know, we've got ten of balls, emotional fulfillment. We've got this beautiful dancer card about the world turning in what feels like, you know, the direction that you want. And just as you say, it keeps growing. Really positive energy. So I hope you felt that, Samreen. As we know, keep our options open. We're not putting our eggs in one basket. But very encouraging. Okay, I'll just post I'll do an update on the list so we know where we're at. I feel like the list has gone a bit haywire. So we have Kritika next, and then Bhavya. Thank you, Pooja. So Divine chooses myself, just exactly what Pooja said. I'm afraid the list is closed today. But I will be live Friday, so I go live Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. Please join us on Friday. And you just check the community tab to be able to add yourself to the list tomorrow. Are you next? Oh, you are. Sorry, country, you are. Let me get this list again. But country, you are next. You are right. This is why I feel like I need a moderator. I think one day I'll have to get one. Right, here's the correct list. Okay, so Kritika, if you're here, Bhavya, thank you for posting. I'll read for you after country and Kritika, if Kritika is here. But I'll read for country now. I'll post the country again, but we get it. So country says, it's been a little while of no contact now. Am I missing part of this question? No. Randomly, I had a dream about DJ and I communicating. Okay, it's made me curious. How's DJ feeling now about this connection or lack thereof? Let's have a look. Thanks, country. What's going on with DJ, please, Spirit? Thank you so much for offering, country. I may have to call on you for that in time. But I appreciate that. Okay, let's have a look at DJ. What's going on? Where's he at? Ooh, he had this earlier as well. They're trying to get themselves right, yeah? They're trying to get themselves aligned from being unaligned. And I think that it's knocked them out of alignment. Bear with me one moment. Cats coming in and out, sorry. So yeah, Two of Pipes, I always see this as someone who is trying to get themselves centered, focused, aligned, spiritually, mentally, physically, all of the above, yeah? And it's taken up most of their energy to do that, country, okay? It's taken a lot of focus. Can you see how this person kind of in a way, like, you know, they have a stress energy, or that they're very kind of intently focused on this. Maybe as well struggling to kind of understand what went on, what to do next. Like the actions once they get aligned, you know. So I feel like you will hear from them again. This Apprentice of Bowls, so bowls is cups, so it's emotions, and this is their higher self, okay, communicating to them, feeding them information as they focus on getting aligned. And as they do, I feel like they'll have sort of be driven really in a way to reach out to you and to revisit this. And this is information that is slowly filtering down. It's going through their emotional center, their processing. We know that really DJ as well is someone who is a person of few words and maybe struggles to express themselves emotionally, or is just kind of naturally introverted. Keep certain things to themselves. That's just naturally kind of how they're built. But they are in the process of processing this. And once that has come through, then it will manifest, you know, into this bowl in front of them, which is really the 3D, which is when the message will come through to you. So what I would say is let them get themselves right, yeah? Let them get themselves aligned. Maybe your dream about them, about communicating, was that the communication that they're in, where they're at in the process, and that it is coming through, it is coming down the track soon. So I would hold off on you reaching out. I feel like this is something they have to work out themselves, and that they have to be in the right spot, and it has to kind of come from them, their choice after their process, and they need to arrive at this. And that will be best for this connection as well. I feel like a lot of the time in the past that you were the one who was creating the right environment. And I feel like this time around, just it has to come from them. But it's happening. So trust that, I would say, country. So I hope that resonates. Trust that it is happening. They are dealing with something. They are processing this. Okay. So Kritika asks, current feelings of Valpav for me, please. In contact, but how I've pulled my energy back and not putting any efforts anymore. Okay, Kritika. Country says, yes, I've certainly planned to hold out, okay, until he's ready to reach out. I think it's his turn to put in the work. Exactly. You know the situation, Country. And I think with those cards, that Spirit just wants to let you know that, you know, there is stuff going on behind the scenes. They are working it out. They are working it through. Okay. Kritika, this is for you. Let's check in on Valbav's feelings, okay? So their current feelings for you. You've pulled back. Ooh. Look at this. Wanting them to, look at them wanting to rebuild with you. So it seems to be working this if you pulled your energy back and you're not putting efforts in anymore. This is having a positive effect, okay? Four of Pipes is stability. It's teamwork. Look at this couple who is building a home, is building a house together, that's letting the light in here as well. This kind of blessing shining down from spirit. So I think it's you pulling back is triggering, making them think and feel more driven and maybe aware of not wanting to lose this and wanting to rebuild. Exactly. Wow. So let's see what else, but keep doing what you're doing, Critique, I would say, because it's having, you know, by pulling our energy back in the right moments, yeah, it really leaves that space to see what people can do and to change the dynamic, yeah, and can often create a positive result. Because if we're constantly kind of filling that space and going towards someone, it will always stay the same, if that makes sense, yeah. Ooh, and then we have this beautiful card of healing. So again, from you pulling back and leaving this space for them to change and for them to take action, and this Four of Pups, this Four of Pipes, this desire to rebuild and this desire to heal. And I think what is required from you, this is you, your beautiful energy. Maybe you have a strong affinity here with animals even. This feels like you're inner child. It's you and your kind of spiritual guides. And this is in the Rider-Waite deck, so this would be traditionally the Strength card. So I understand that it's taking strength from you to stand still. Can you see how this person is stood at the edge of the river? And they're holding space. So they're not making any moves. They're not filling that space with action and doing and going towards them. You're holding back. So focus on your healing, focus on taking that strong stand of withdrawing energy, and know and understand that what you're doing with every time you kind of feel that need to fill that space and you hold back, that's encouraging them further into this Four of Pipes energy, of activating them to rebuild, try harder, come towards you, do more. So really nice energies there. Really enjoying these cards. I hope they're resonating with everyone. They're bringing through such clear, loving, gentle messages. So I hope that is what you guys are feeling too. Kritika says, yes, I've had enough with his deflection. There we go. And jokes on every emotional conversation I start. How annoying. How frustrating. So keep your, stay strong. Keep that stance. You're changing the dynamic, Kritika. You're still in contact, so that's good. So it's like you can see it happen in real time. Thanks, Bavar, for posting again. Keep us posted, Kritika. Okay, so Bavar asks, Agam, current feelings for me. We like each other and have been talking for 4 months in contact. Okay, let's have a look. Agam's current feelings. Four of Arrows. Tell me more. So, Bhavya, are you, would you say you are someone who naturally is reserved? I just want to kind of interpret this message correctly. The Four of Arrows, because I feel like this is kind of your energy, and this person is really quite cautious, and that's not in a, I don't mean that in a negative way, but you're focused on kind of doing your own thing. There is the wise owl here, which is on your shoulder, which is by you. So you have a wisdom, a cautiousness, a kind of take your time kind of energy. So Bhava says yes. So I feel like this is how they see you. This is how they feel about you. And they know that sometimes I feel like maybe they might question how you feel, and it's almost like it's a challenge to get your attention, or to, I think it's a challenge maybe to read you. Yeah, they're not quite sure how you feel or what you want. Because then we've got the Peacemaker here as well, and the Hierophant. So this is a very kind of traditional card, okay? It's, the Hierophant is about doing things by the rule book. So I don't know if you follow a kind of strict guidelines of relationships, of connections. The Hierophant can be a card of marriage as well. So you both want to take time before stepping forward. So that's good that you're both on the same page, which is great. But as in regard, so this is good. That's okay. We're on the same page, and maybe that you've both got that traditional outlook. Like I say, the Hierophant is often a card of marriage. So maybe that you've both got that in mind, and that there are certain rules and guidelines of, of this kind of courtship and relationship. We're going to take it slow. We're going to take it step by step. It's a very kind of mature, wise approach. But in regards to sort of amongst all that, which is good, we're on the same page. This Four of Arrows, like I say, just in regards to how they feel for you, is I think that sometimes that they struggle to read you. So, you know, maybe bear that in mind if you would want to kind of reassure them or let them know, maybe sometimes in subtle ways, in gentle ways, in cautious ways, but not to be closed off, and maybe express a little bit more how you feel and what you want. Because I certainly feel like you're on track. And that's the only kind of comment in a way of, if anything needed to change or to evolve, it would be for you to feel comfortable and open to share a little bit more. Let me know if that resonates. Hey Arisha, the list is closed today, but do join us on Friday. Next up we have, so Anne, my love, and Pooja, you are after Anne. Oh, there we go. Thank you, Anne. Oh, what a question, Anne. Anne says, as a single person, okay, what will make me happiest in my love life next year? Interesting. Good question. Well, there will be a love offering, Anne. Okay. 3 of bowls again, love, emotions, all that good stuff when it comes to love and romance. I feel like this is you. This is your, I feel like there's a very strong spiritual connection in you, Anne, and I feel like, and I hope it still is, that sustains you a lot. And there's a lot of deep feelings here, that you're a deep thinker and a deep feeler. So there's a lot of intensity, I think, coming up. Say we're looking to next year, 2026, because you seem to be connected to this ocean, So there's something about what's coming up that you'll be, I suppose, being single, and the times that you will not be in a connection maybe, is that you still have such a deep emotional life and intense feelings in life and with your spiritual connection, and everything that you do, you go about it in a kind of deeply connected, deeply spiritual, deeply feeling place. So there's something about being that kind of person as well, that almost like everything that you approach is connected and felt very deeply. But also in the midst of that, on a more kind of 3D energy, we actually have this person here who is making an offering to you. And it's a sincere offering, and it's a genuine offering. They have people, they feel they're not as spiritual as you, I would say, but they do, what they offer is, you can see how sincere it is. I hope that translates in this image, This looks to be family members, like maybe a sister, auntie, mum, grandma here, that are important people in their life. So in 2026, as a single person in your love life, there will be a love offer from someone that will come through, that will resonate with you, that will connect with you. You are kind of looking at this, considering it, discovering it and exploring it. So that will be something, it is an amazing card, isn't it? This will make you happy, to have someone where you feel like there's a real connection. And they have really good energy too. And I like that these other people, these powerful, these strong women around them are also showing up in this, which kind of shows that they're from, they have good people around them. But look at you. It's pretty cool, isn't it, Anne? So I hope that resonated. Okay. So next up, Pooja, my love. Hey, Arisha. So I'm sorry the list is closed. You'll have to join us on Friday, okay? You're welcome, Anne. Yeah. Thank you, Pooja. So Pooja asks, I want to know about my future husband. What will he be like? What kind of chemistry and emotional bond will we share, and how our relationship will be? Okay, now I can ask this, and I will warn you, sometimes like spirit doesn't want to share this, or won't share specifically their energy, their energetic signature is what I like to call it, okay? Have I already met him? So I'll ask, what is their energetic signature? See what spirit comes through. Sometimes it doesn't always come through, but we'll see. Sometimes maybe, who knows why, but sometimes I find it comes through, sometimes it doesn't. when we ask this question. Spirit, can you tell me about Pooja's future husband, their energetic signature? What are they like? Who are they? And what I find, okay, so let's see what we have. 7 of Stones. So what I hear and what I see with this is, I'll pull another card as well, but I see that they're on their way to you. They're working their way towards you. To see how this home really here represents your home, your marital home. There's a gateway that they're coming towards, yeah, and that gateway will be when they connect with you and this new journey begins. Okay, this new journey starts of a life together. They could be, because it's 7 of Stones, okay, what I feel like their energy is that they can be an earth sign or have this prominent in their astro chart. Okay, there's someone who works hard, who is probably quite, I'm trying to get this to focus, quite reserved in character. They don't rush, they'll take their time. They are a planner. 7 of Stones is all about kind of planning, assessing, hard work. So they could be very driven in their career, but not in a kind of materialistic way of ambition. It's more like they have this, you know, someone who really believes in sort of ethically about working hard and character, if that makes sense, rather than being rich and flashy. Not to say that they won't, they'll certainly be financially stable, but they're not flashy. Like I say, they're reserved. They could be, yeah, not necessarily, I mean, they will have a spiritual connection, but I feel like it's more a very strong moral code and ethics. Now, the fact that it's, I would say that they're on their way to you, rich in character. Yeah, what a lovely way to put it, Pooja. Exactly, you get it. I kind of feel like that you haven't met this person because they're on their way to you, is what I hear. That the paths haven't crossed yet. Unless these characters, this energetic signature particularly resonates with you, with someone that you know, and that they're not, you know, that they're on their way to you, you know, in their life path, that they're working their way towards you, and this connection can get stronger. But my first instinct really is to say that this is someone new. But like I say, if you really recognize these characteristics, and someone comes to mind strongly, then, you know, trust that. Anything else, Spirit? Oh, how lovely. Now this is interesting. This changes things a little bit, because we have 6 of Bowls, which is about nostalgia and is about the past. So there is someone, okay, it might not be them, might not be this person, but this is someone who holds you in their heart. Okay, so they think of you, they miss you, they think of you fondly. Can you see how they're looking down? They're looking at this floral garland. There's this beautiful sunset in the background, and this is your energy, you at the center in their heart chakra space, and that you still reside there, you still live there. So tell what resonates here. This could be 2 people, and you may have a choice further down the line if this person makes their way back to you, and it's saying, you know who this person is, okay? Who is this person who holds you in their heart and their memory still? And if that connection, you still feel that spiritual bond, yeah? So that could be one choice, and then this is another person, his energy here, someone new coming in. Or if you recognize this energy, then that can be someone from the past coming back to you, making their way to you. Let me know. Okay, thank you, Geeta. So Geeta says, Prem Kumar's feelings and intentions towards me. He has a YouTube channel. It represents Indian culture and traditions, rituals. I like his character, so I fell with him, but I don't know what he thinks about me. So is this like are you in contact with him, Prem Kumar? Just let me know. Or is this tell me more, Geeta, just so I understand. You're welcome, Pooja. Is this someone that you follow? Or is this someone that you know in real life? Because if it's just someone that you follow, then I wouldn't do that kind of reading. Oh, okay, we email, sorry. Okay. Let's have a look at their feelings and intentions towards you, Geeta. Okay, so you chat with him. And I understand that you fell for him because... Oh, there we go. Oh. So they feel the connection to Geeta. Can you see? Oh, look at how all the cards just spilled out there. So this is their energy, and I feel like this is you. And look at these, all these kind of strands. I don't know if you can see that. So there's a reaching out here. There is a connection. There's a distance. There's obviously, maybe it's like because it's just email, that maybe geographically, like you're actually far away. But I feel like, yeah, they do feel this, and maybe you enjoy, because it feels like, because it's 9 of Pipes, this is quite I mean, all these cards are spiritual, but can you see how this, say, the eagle here, the sun, all this kind of light, it's kind of like an elevated connection, in the sense that maybe that you do share similar beliefs, and that you say, you know, how he represents Indian culture and traditions, rituals, and his character. So there is a belief system, I think that's what I'm trying to say, that you do share, and that they feel that too. Okay, that they feel, they recognize that in you too. There is a kind of meeting of minds here. So that feels really nice, and that feels really positive, and something to build on. Often, like sometimes in love connections, like that it's all on feelings, yeah, and sometimes we forget that, you know, does our belief system align? Does our spiritual beliefs align? Does our kind of goals and ambitions and how we move through the world, does that align? Because that is really important, yeah, if we're going to have a sustainable kind of committed relationship. If all that kind of differs, then you can be at odds with each other. One more, please, Spirit. Whoa, these cards are flying out. Ooh, lovely. And then this is your energy, Ace of Pipes. Again, all this spiritual, a sort of idealism, but in a beautiful way. Belief system, you know, this is culture, belief systems, moral integrity, you know, all of that good stuff. And this is you kind of collecting these beautiful diamonds, which is maybe like, again, building on this connection. So trust in it. It's beautiful that you both can bond in this way. It is mutual. And just continue to build on this and see where it goes. There's, like I say, this distance. So when you're ready, maybe if we can move it forward to, you know, FaceTiming each other, and then eventually meeting, you know, to close that distance. But just that right now, maybe it's okay just to happily allow it to build and see where it goes. I hope that resonated, Geeta. Devea, my love, yeah, mutual. Devea, if you are here, my dear, you are next. There's the list, guys, updated. So Devea, and then aesthetic delta. So it's in another state. So when you feel ready, Geeta, you know, maybe video call, FaceTime. We have, so Devea and aesthetic delta. Please feel free to go ahead and post. Yes, certainly, Pooja. So I do, yes. I mean, it's probably not the same as you because I'm based in the UK, and I suppose I would say that I'm spiritual as opposed to religious. But as a child, that I was brought up with the stories of, say, Lord Ganesh, and them representing to me the ability to overcome obstacles, and that's what they represent to me. And since a young child, I've been surrounded by that. My parents had, mainly my mother was very educated on this. My dad sort of like traveled through India as well, and they were very spiritual, and this was passed down to me along with the tarot, along with meditation. So that's how it came about. Okay, so I'm not sure if Devea and Aesthetic is here. Who is here still? So we've got, just let me just post if you are here, because I know we're sort of down to the last few readings now. So Gita says Ganesha is first god, and he destroyed all the negative. So whoever's this, so we've got Devea, Aesthetic Delta, Lily, Josephine, and Jazz. Is anyone else here? Thank you, Lily. So Lily, do you want to know what's coming next in this connection? Let me know. Are we dating? Are we just texting? Just tell me a little bit more about this connection in particular. It allows me to give you a more meaningful reading and interpret the message from Spirit. Okay. And I think that's everyone. I think maybe, so you're single. So who, just tell me a little bit more about, oh, sorry, you've been in no contact with someone. I thought you said you've been in contact. I read that wrong, sorry. Do you want to have a look at this particular person or just what's coming next, yeah? Let's see what's coming next. You're welcome, Pooja. Hey, Jazz. Post your question, please, Jazz. Okay, Lily, this is for you. So much like this came through earlier for someone else, this is someone who is on their way to you, working their way steadily and slowly towards you with an offering, okay? And because it's stones, this is earth energy. So this is grounded energy, it's genuine, it's sincere, okay? So it's something that you can build on and something that is real. Let's see if we can get a read on more about this person to see if you recognize them or if this is someone new coming into your life. Yeah, someone returning or someone new. Okay, this makes sense to me. Okay, so this is your energy, Lily, okay? And I feel like that you are a very strong character, okay? You've got a lot going for you as well. So if you feel that or if you don't feel like that, that is the truth, okay? And I feel like what's going to happen is that someone's energy, so maybe this person who you've got no contact with, someone from the past, will come back to you, but I feel like it's actually important for you to protect yourself from this person. And what we need to wait for is this genuine offer, this real offer that is coming through. And you need to turn away from the negative energy. So someone maybe that isn't good for you, that maybe has hurt you in the past. And can you see how we've got a very strong boundary here? This woman is holding a shield. She's got her wand of power. You know, it's like it's almost like you're being like a warrior here. And your focus needs to be about leaving the past in the past and getting back out in the world. So kind of saying yes to social situations, dating again, you know, saying yes to you see how this woman's sort of getting back out in the world. She's heading out, yeah? And she's going out with her wand and her shield. And you've got your security and you've got lots going for you that you've created for yourself, which is important for you to protect your peace. And this is someone's energy who, like I say, is not the best for you, who is maybe trying to disrupt your peace. And they will come back, and then it's very important when they come back that I think that you don't let them back in again. And what's important is that we hold space and we wait for this person who is much more genuine and much more grounded. We may have to be patient because this is earth. So it's like that they are kind of moving their way slowly towards us because who knows what's going on in their life. Maybe they have to tie some situations up. They have to get themselves ready for you. But this is the home, this is the connection, this is when your paths cross and we connect. So they are on their way to you. They could be an earth sign or have this strong in their astro chart, but it's someone in a way to look out for and recognizes that they can, like I spoke earlier, in a way for someone with this energy, is that they are generally quite reserved, maybe quite cautious. They kind of think quite deeply and think before they speak, etc. But look at this offering. There's a lot there, okay? They've got a lot going for them, and it will be a much better match for you. Yeah. And what your kind of side of the street, to keep your side of the street clean, is to not let's not muddy the waters by letting this negative energy back in. Hope that resonated. Okay, so Jazz, if you want to go ahead and post, and then I think that's everyone. So I'll just do a last call out, okay? And then I will just do those final readings. So last call out now for anyone who is waiting for a reading, who is on the list, who hasn't been read for yet. So I know Jazz is here. There is Devea, Aesthetic Delta, and Josephine. But this is the last call out, and then I'll just have to end the live if not, okay? Hi Josephine, so go ahead and post please. You're welcome, Lily. Thank you, Jazz. So yesterday I had an open talk regarding our discomforts with the tenants staying in our house. Interesting. Did we do the right thing? So I don't do yes no questions, but let's just see where they're at, how that landed. Yeah. Yes. Well, I mean, I say I don't do yes no questions, and I've just said yes here. You are guiding them, okay? Like you've maybe laid out some rules here. Okay, so you asked them to keep the house clean. We've been telling them many times before. But you've set out some ground rules here. Can you see how this is there represented as this child? So maybe they are, younger than you, 3 girls who are studying, and you're kind of almost having to be like a bit of a parent, yeah, which is kind of frustrating. But you've set out, here's the goal, like this is what we expect. It's fair, it's just, they need to respect the property. And I feel like, you did it in a decent way. You see how the colours, there's a lot of light and brightness here. There isn't negativity. This hasn't brought, and I actually don't see any anger on their side. So I suppose what we need to do is be very clear and direct. Continue with that kind of energy. Set the boundaries. Say the goal here. This is what's going to happen. And then I guess as well is that then what is the next steps if they don't listen, if they don't respond to this, then we need to set in place consequences. I don't know if you can force them to leave if necessary, if we might not be at that stage yet. But maybe in your mind as well, if you can work it out, what's the process? So yeah, your mum told them, you tell them, this is just the energy of, say, you and your mum who are having to be you know, parental figures in some ways to these tenants. So yes, in answer to your question, I feel like you very much did do the right thing. And I think what you need to do is kind of stick with this. And ultimately, I guess, if they're not going to listen, if they're not going to step up and respond, because you can't make someone do that, but you did the right thing by laying the rules out clearly. But ultimately, if they don't respect or follow through with these rules, then, you know, is the next step, if this is possible, do we ask them to leave? You know, what are the next steps? So that's something to consider as well. But you absolutely did the right thing in being this clear and direct. So I hope that resonated, Jazz. Okay, last but not least, we have Josephine, my dear, who says, oh, hi, Sruthi, my love. I hope you're well. Josephine asks, things with Sandeep doesn't seem to go anywhere, so I've stopped giving my energy towards that situation. So what would you like to ask, Josephine? What's the question in there? Oh, there we go. Exactly, Jazz. Laying the ground rules is important. That gives you somewhere to push back from. So you've said, look, this is the situation. This is what needs to happen. If it doesn't happen, then XYZ is going to happen. Like, i.e., you'll have to leave or whatever it would be. Okay? Okay. So Josephine says, I've started talking to someone else and his name is Brandon. That's exciting. I would like to know his thoughts and intentions towards me. Yeah. He proposed to marry me. Oh my goodness. But he doesn't seem to even want to meet. How crazy. That's no good, is it, Josephine? I'm glad you're well, Sruthi. Okay, let's have a look at Brandon. What's going on with them? That's mixed messages if there ever was one. This is always kind of, it's a little bit of a difficult energy, this there's lots planted here, okay, in the earth, but we're kind of yet at the stage of reaping what we've sown, it feels like, with this energy, okay? So it may just need more time to see it, what actually fruits it will bear, okay? I'm going to ask why, you know, that they don't want to meet, but they've obviously proposed marriage. Like, that seems something important to focus on. Why they don't want to, you know, why are they holding back? Lots of stones here. So this is someone who, because it's all these stones, which is very kind of practical, and like there's so much, you know, there's lots of baskets of kind of goods here, material stuff, and this person is putting jewels on this woman, so I feel like this is their energy, this is you, and so they kind of maybe have something to offer you practically, and that maybe that's what they value as well, but they may be kind of closed off emotionally, and that kind of maybe are cut off in some ways, in that way, shut down even, I feel like, with these kind of, can you see how like we can't ever see their face in these cards? Like they've got their head facing down here, kind of planting this, do it like working hard, planting seeds, kind of almost doing what they think they should. And they've like put this necklace on you, which maybe is representing of like proposing to you, because it feels like what they think is expected of them. You are talking every day though, but he doesn't want to meet. Okay, this is confusing one. Do they seem like, do they struggle to share what they're feeling? I feel like they're almost doing a kind of, they're doing what they think they should, rather than there's something missing about it's not very natural, you know? Maybe they want to offer you the house, the car, you know, the marriage, the kids, all that kind of stuff. But what the missing ingredient is that, you know, we've kind of got to get to know each other here and find out if we like each other. Let me know if they feel, it's like that I can't see who they are. I just see the back of their heads. So they obviously don't want to reveal themselves. They don't want to be like vulnerable. And literally that you haven't met, you know, face to face. So they don't want to kind of reveal themselves to you, maybe. Maybe they're embarrassed. Maybe they feel like they're not attractive or something like that even. Okay, so he has fractured his shoulder a week ago, so he's been stuck at home. I offered to visit because I also wanted to see him again. I have met him only once, so I really want to see how he looks like. Yeah, so he's been very clear about his plans. So again, all this practical stuff. Okay, so we can give him grace about, you know, if he's fractured his shoulder. Maybe he doesn't feel, could be as simple as that, like, he doesn't feel attractive enough for you. There's some embarrassment there, and he's trying to overcompensate in every other way. Okay, final message. I mean, you know, he's gonna have to get over this, is what I would say. You know, he is gonna have to get over this. But he's offering you the world. But, you know, exactly. That's what I think. Because can you see how we're not allowed to see? I feel like, you know, we're not allowed to see his face here. He's got his head like in the dirt, you know. He's giving you jewels. He's giving you baskets of, you know, harvest here, representing, you know, money, house, stability. But he doesn't want us to see his energy. He wants to stay hidden. I think maybe there's something about self-esteem and actually how he looks. Okay, advice, guidance. I think you're just going to have to force the issue as much as you can with this. Totem of Pipes, this is guidance for you. Can you see how expansive this is, your energy? This like huge wingspan. And again, this is their energy. So they do, I think, feel less than, and somehow, and that's what the issue is here. So I suppose we can know that and then understand that more in what we're dealing with. And we're going to have to push them to get over this to an extent, yeah? Gently but firmly push them. and find out where this is going, and allow and understand that this is maybe coming from a place of low self-esteem. And if we can meet face to face and force your hand and can kind of say, look, almost if you can pull back on the communication even during the day, because I feel like for as long as that, say, texting or emailing or talking, however you're communicating, for as long as that's going on, that kind of like fills that space. Where if you kind of say, look, well, when you're ready to meet, let me know. We can do this in a polite way, but a firm way, and kind of force their hand. Because you've got this big wingspan, Josephine, okay, and you need to be able to fly, and this relationship needs to be able to given a chance to fly, and the only way is through. And then you need to meet to see if there is an attraction there as well, because if there isn't, then it's like, let's get that out of the way, and then we can move on with our lives. Yeah. So I feel like it's told us, why it's happening. And then this, hopefully, if we can work from that space, that they kind of have a confidence issue, and then not internalize that they kind of don't want to see us, and we can force their hand, like I say, gently but firmly, to move this forward. And like I say, maybe try to lessen the communication. That again kind of forces their hand to say, look, like, let me know when you want to meet. I hope that resonated, Josephine. Okay, guys, I'm going to end the live there, but thank you all so much for joining today's live. I hope the messages you received brought you some clarity, peace, and some inspiration for the days ahead. Remember to take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and always trust your inner guidance. And I'll be back on our next live on Friday. So make sure notifications are on, and keep an eye out for the schedule on the community tab for all updates. But until then, keep centering your energy, love and light, and take care, and I'll see you soon. Take care, Ivo. Exactly, Josephine. Try to move it forward to push the issue. Keep us posted. Join us Friday if you can.